Hi everyone, thanks for joining and listening to Properties of Exponents. So we're going to go over a couple of examples concerning combinations, combining the different properties with exponents. So in this example here, we see that we have some multiplication going on, and we also have division. So we have 2y to the third times 3xy to the third divided by 3x squared y to the fourth. Okay, so what we need to do is look at our numerator. We know we've got some stuff going on up here, so we need to take care of this up here first. We've got this multiplication, so we need to go ahead and simplify this one up here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this out so we can go ahead and do that. So when we are multiplying, we know that we are going to have to look at our coefficients first, and we're going to multiply these two like normal. So we have 2 times 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now we also notice that this one has a y to the third, and this one has an x and a y to the third. So I notice that I'm going to have to combine my y to the third and my y to the third here because they're both y's. Nothing is to be combined with this x here, so we're just going to go ahead and rewrite that x right here. And now we're going to go ahead and combine our y's. So when we are multiplying with exponents, we're essentially going to be adding these exponents. So that would essentially be y to the third plus 3, because we have this 3 plus 3. So that would essentially be y to the 6th. And we have done nothing to our denominator or our bottom number, so we're going to rewrite that. So we're going to say it's 3x squared y to the fourth. Now we are dividing. We can simplify this even more. So when we are dividing, we're going to go ahead and look at our coefficients and divide those like normal. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay? Now we're looking at our x's. When we are dealing with our exponents and we're dividing, we know we are subtracting. So the exponent that goes with this one is going to be your imaginary 1. So we know this is going to be x to the first minus, because that's your fraction bar, 2. So that would be x to the 1 minus 2 is a negative 1. And then we are going to go ahead and look at our y's. So we know that we have y to the 6th divided by y to the 4th, which is really y to the 6th minus 4. So that would be y to the 6 minus 4 is 2. What do I notice about this one? I notice I have a negative exponent, and when I have a negative exponent, I always want to bring that to the bottom of our fraction because negative exponents are just not good, okay? So we're going to say this is going to be 2y squared over x to the first. You don't technically need to write that to the first power, that 1 for an exponent, but for the purpose of this video, so you know where I'm getting all of my numbers from, I'm leaving it. But as you can see, when I brought it down to the denominator, it made that negative 1 into a positive 1. And that would be your answer. All right, let's go ahead and look at a second example. So here we have x to the third, y to the third times x to the third over 4x squared. So just like the one before this one, we see that we got stuff going on, more stuff, multiplication going on in our numerator or the top. So let's go ahead and simplify our numerator. Okay. So what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and combine. So we see our x to the third here, and we have an x to the third here. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and we see that we're multiplying. And when we're multiplying, we are really just adding our exponents. Because when we multiply, we're adding. So that's really x to the third plus 3. So that's x to the 6th here. And then we also notice that there is a y to the third, which can't combine with anything else up in here. So we're going to go ahead and write y to the third. We have not done anything to our denominator, so what we are going to do is rewrite it. So we're going to say 4x squared. Okay. Now let's go ahead and simplify this even further. So we need to identify what's our coefficient here, because we have, our 4 down here, so our coefficient is that imaginary 1. So we're going to divide like normal. 1 divided by 4, you really can't divide this unless you would get a fraction, so we're just going to leave it as 1/4. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and combine our x's. So we have x to the 6th divided by x squared, and dividing means subtraction, so it's like x to the 6th minus 2. So that would leave x to the 4th. And then we have a remaining y to the 3rd. It doesn't combine with anything down here, so we're going to go ahead and write y to the 3rd here. And that is your answer right here.